Alrighty, Rydia is now here from Final Fantasy IV. She has returned last night with her lost chapters. So we're here with the video, and we're going to be discussing the importance of Rydia in the Cosmos era. So as you can see, I didn't pull for her, nor have I built her up by any means. I personally have just no personal interest in Rydia. It's just me. I know she's a lot of everyone's fan favorites, so that's just me. But let's talk about it real quick. So the one thing I like about Rydia is she's basically a water version of Lulu, with kind of an unfortunate twist. Her flare does a lot of damage, a lot of single target damage, good overflow to 150%. Her summon Leviathan is what makes her Lulu-esque, as it gives the party water enchant. So the party will start dealing water damage. So you might not want to bring her up against someone who resists water, because even with the water enchant and the water imperil, her EX weapon inflicts, which we'll talk about in a second. Even with that, they're still going to somewhat resist water. So like, even though you're doing the extra damage, you're not. So it's kind of like counterintuitive. But anyway, so the Summon Leviathan is what gives you the water enchant, which is what allows you to start dealing water damage. It's good AoE. Does AoE HP shared, so it divides it equally amongst the targets. But it has solid overflow at I believe it was 120%, with some good damage actually on it. It's kind of like a Freya ability where it needs more targets to actually hit that kind of damage, because unlike Flare, each individual hit isn't nearly as strong, but it's still a good damaging technique, and it sets up the water enchant and everything. And now her EX ability ignores defense. It does 100% AoE HP damage, so much like Steffi's or Firian's EX. It ignores defense entirely, so even if they have that pesky defense up, even if it's a framed buff, you're getting through that with his EX. So most of the time, you're going to be capping at max, and then it inflicts the water imperil on all enemies. So that, while the brave damage potency is low, I believe it was like 200%. It's actually a pretty good EX weapon, considering considering it also even comes with the frame buff. I think it's called Power to Overcome, something like that, where it increases the party's attack by 40% and the max brave by 20%. So all in all, it's nothing like drastically spectacular. The water imperil is really what makes it unique. Any character in this game that can imperil makes them unique. And with Rydia having that, you know what? That makes her unique, because it gives you the opportunity to do more damage. The only unfortunate thing is it is locked behind the EX weapon. Unlike someone like Lulu, where the imperil and the enchant comes on both of her abilities, Rydia's is locked behind the EX, which is kind of unfortunate, because honestly, I would really say, like, if it wasn't for that, you probably wouldn't even need the EX to run Rydia at a good a good standard. She's pretty good without it. It's just like, you need that water imperil, especially if you want to play her to her max, you know. So I don't think I'm gonna knock that down on the character. A lot of these characters do end up needing their EX, so obviously you could play them at max, but just so you know you're getting the best out of them regardless. There are some characters out now that are their reworked abilities just get better than the EX weapon, like Squall, Onion Knight, but this isn't the case here. Rydia does need that EX weapon to fully shine, to fully give you everything that she's worth, and whatnot. Now, Rydia as a party, she has good auras. She has a good aura in her crystal level passes and her EX passes, so you don't have to worry too much about that. And she has a relatively high attack and max brace stat, so that's pretty solid there. So you don't really have to revolve your party around trying to build her up. As long as you can just get her max brave higher with other auras and such, you'll be in good standing. You'll be fine. So that's kind of it, really. That's kind of the gist of Rydia. She's much like Vayne, where even though Vayne's a simple character, he gets his pluses where he's not taking turns and everything, and he can keep going again and again and again. there's not much to Rydia. So, and that's kind of one of the things that I like. I like beauty in the simplicity, and Rydia kind of fulfills that role. Now, is she important for the Cosmos era? Now let's look at the pros and cons. She's got Water Imperil and Water Enchant. She's got a high attack and high max Brave. She ignores defense on her EX, so she's going to be capping quite often. So she's going to be hitting for good numbers. The cons, though, is she doesn't get a Brave attack or HP attack. Well, she doesn't get an HP attack plus. Sorry. She doesn't get an HP attack plus. She only gets a Brave attack plus that was further increased. So she doesn't really have longevity. She does have quite a bit of skill uses, but you can run through those skill uses trying to keep up with damage with her fairly fast. And I would definitely have to say that when it comes to damage, because pretty much the point of Rydia when it comes to damage is she's going to get outclassed fairly fast, because level 70 is literally next. Like, our next Lost Chapters and our next character events after Fran, they're going to be level 70 characters. We have, at this point, Rydia is the last of the level 60 Lost Chapters, and Fran is going to be the last of the level 60 character events. So, with level 70 literally right around the corner, like, unfortunately, that's just kind of like, it kind of outshines Rydia, because yes, she does do good damage, but literally next month we're going to be getting characters that kind of just put her down, because they're just going to be doing much more damage than she will. And while yes, the Water Enchant is nice, and if you have her on the team, she can make the level 70s even better with the Water Enchant and the Water Imperil. It's up to you at that point if you want to, have her and bring her along and utilize her in that way. So, what I will say is Rydia is a very underrated character. I believe that Rydia is a very underrated character. I believe she still has potential and uses throughout the Cosmos era. When it comes to, like, in the future, though, unfortunately, there's nothing going on with Rydia. She gets a level 70, and that's just kind of it. She doesn't get a rework. She doesn't get an EX plus, at least not yet. So, as it stands right now, Rydia may not be the best future investment. Oh, excuse me. She might not be the best future investment, as at the moment in JP, she doesn't have anything besides a level 70. But as it stands right now, if you can get her fairly quick, I would definitely say go ahead and do so. If she's a favorite of yours, obviously you go ahead and pull. I know plenty of people are still pulling on this banner because Rydia is a fan favorite. But I'm going to be honest, if she's not a favorite, for that reason alone, I would just say go ahead and pass on this banner. Like, Rydia is fantastic, and I believe she's very underrated. She has a lot of uses, good utility. While she doesn't have longevity, she can enhance the party with her Water Imperil and her Water Enchant, making other characters soar, and she has good auras. It's just, we're going to be getting characters with stuff that's better literally next month. And that's kind of the issue. So, I will say, is she important for the Cosmos era? Not really. She's not really important. I would say she's more of a grab for fun. Like, if you want to build up some teams for fun, have a good time and everything, like, as you should. You should always be having a good time when you play this game. You should always build teams that you want, So if you want Rydia, and if she's your favorite, she's not going to hinder you, and I'm going to say she won't be a waste of resources. I will just say, though, if she's not a favorite, you could put your resources in better places than Rydia. So that's kind of my thoughts. While she may not be important for Cosmos, and while she's not really too much of a future investment just yet, Rydia is a good option. She's a good water specialist, and she'll get the job done. So I wouldn't just count her out immediately. If you give her a shot, she'll shine for you. That's all I'll say. So that's all that. We're going to be getting Fran this Sunday, so she's going to be the next video we're going to be doing. Fran and Ash, actually, because Ash is going to be getting her rework as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.